watching this. Hello, good morning. Welcome to Randy's Corner. I got a very special guest with me today. This is Mr. Browne. He is our local artist, marble sculptor right here in Sculpter. Morning, Craig.
How are you, Randy?
I'm good. How about you?
Oh, doing great. Happy to be here.
I'm glad you're here, buddy. You mind if I call you a hometown guy?
Not at all. Actually, that's a compliment.
Well, I consider you one of the hometown guys now. You're around here all the time. You're well involved in the community, and we appreciate everything you do for the community. And could you tell the viewers just a little something about Browne?
Well, I'm a Birmingham native. Went to college at Montevallo. Actually went there on a baseball scholarship. And from there, I studied graphic design, but computers took over about the time I was finishing, and I didn't want to spend my life working on a computer. So because of baseball, I had a little money left over and went over to a program in the south of France and started carving limestone. Yeah. Immediately fell in love with the process. It's destruction for creation, as opposed to, you know, everything else you build up. It's already there. You uncover it and you find it inside the stone. And just knew immediately that's what I wanted to do. They gave me a scholarship to stay, hired me as an assistant professor the next year. And from there, I wanted to work my way to Italy, to where I thought the finest marble in the world was. And so got a Guggenheim scholarship to Venice, Italy, and was there for 4 months. And from there, worked my way to Carrara, Italy, which is right next to Pietrasanta, which is our sister city, for the Marble Festival. And worked there off and on for a little over 5 years, well, 5.5 years, and was going back and forth. And then I found out about the Marble Festival. And then I found out that I had happiness in my own backyard. You know, I grew up 45 minutes north of here and went to college an hour west, and really had no idea we had this quality of stone.
But it's amazing the marble that we got here, isn't it?
Oh, it's unbelievable. And you know, people ask all the time, well, how does it compare? You've worked in both, and I joke that it's like arguing over a Lamborghini and a Ferrari. You know, right. These are the best, and you're going to be happy with either one. I mean, our stone is more translucent, which, you know, means that it holds light, it has a glow to it, has a life within itself, but it's world class. Right.
It's people that's lived here in Sylacauga all their life, and they're used to seeing the marble and talking about the marble and seeing the marble dust when we go in our fast food restaurants or any restaurant or stores. Yeah, the ones that work out there, they kind of tote it home with them.
Oh, yeah.
They don't really realize how important our marble is here in Sylacauga.
Well, and that happens with anything. You know, you grow up with it and you don't really realize how special it is.
Yeah. Okay, I want to talk about one more thing before we dive into the scavenger hunt and the Marble Festival.
Okay.
I know you're well involved in the Lions Club. And the Lions Club, what fantastic things y'all do. Could you speak on the Lions Club for just a minute?
Oh, I'd love to. I'm the president of Sylacauga Lions Club. The Lions Club has been around since 1917. And our main mission is curable blindness, the Knights of the Blind. And it was in 1925 that Helen Keller challenged the Lions Club to take that on as our mission. But we have 5 areas of service: vision, juvenile diabetes, pediatric cancer, which right now we're doing a 50-50 raffle to raise money for pediatric cancer, hunger, and then environmental. You know, and I know environmental is very important to you with what you do around town, and everybody in this community, whether they tell you or not, appreciate what you do with that. But the neat thing about the Lions Club is they let us focus on our own community. It's the largest service club in the world. We're in over 200 countries. Every year we're rated either the first, or either the #1 or #2 NGO, which is a non-government organization in the world, because we don't take any money. The money we take in goes right back to the people that need it.
Craig, I didn't expect to get educated this morning, but you just educated me, and I thank you for that.
But what I really love about it is they let us focus on Sylacauga.
Right. And that's important.
Oh, definitely. You know, you're helping your neighbors.
Right. It's what I like to call giving back to your community.
Exactly.
And I'm all about our organizations that give back to the community and our volunteer work. And I must say, every time I have a cleanup, somebody from the Lions Club shows up and helps out, and I sure appreciate that.
Definitely. That's something that's very important to us.
It's very important to me too, and I thank you and all the other Lions Club members for this. All right, let's talk about what we're here for.
Well, let's do it.
All right. First of all, I want to talk about the Marble Mania Scavenger Hunt, powered by Shoot First Video and Photography. And a lot of people don't know about this scavenger hunt. It actually started, correct me if I'm wrong now, but it started last week, like Friday or?
Correct. And it runs all the way through the Marble Festival. I'm not sure when the actual cutoff date is.
22nd.
Yeah.
22nd is when they're giving these awards. I'll talk about those in a minute.
But you may have to turn in the sheet a little bit before, but the library has all that information.
Right.
And
that's where you pick up your forms.
Pick up your forms at the library, and the library really is Marble Festival Central. I mean, they're the people at the library are just dynamite in terms of their support and information. And you know, you talk about also a world-class library.
Exactly. And I must say about the scavenger hunt. I don't know if you can see this picture or not, but this is the form that you pick up at the library. And on the 22nd, they're going to have Miss Sylacauga, Miss Outstanding Teen there, will be giving the awards. First place is $100, second place is $50, and third place is $25. And we can all use some money, can't we?
Exactly.
That's right. And this is fun too.
It really is.
This is fun trying to find these places. And okay, now one more thing before we get on the Marble Festival. Could you tell the viewers just some of the places that your work is displayed at? But and I know most of it's at the library, but that's not the only place.
No, actually, I've got work on 5 of the 7 continents, and you name it, from Australia to China, Japan, Saudi Arabia, all over Europe, the U.S., South America, Central America.
Right. But most of your work can be seen at our library.
Most of the recent work is either at the library or around the state. I've been blessed with just some amazing commission opportunities from the recent commission of Mortimer Jordan, obviously the Helen Keller project, which was just dynamite. And you know, you talk about a dream job.
Right. And I must say, back around Valentine's, I got one of your hearts.
Yeah.
And those are amazing. Those can be purchased at the library. And I don't know if you got to see the show back around Valentine's, but those hearts are magnificent. This is the guy that made them right here, and appreciate that.
Yeah, the beauty of those is they're really like a business card for Sylacauga. I mean, I've shipped these all over the place. I mean, all over the world, really.
Right.
And with that, people will ask, "Hey, where'd you get that?" And then they tell the story of Sylacauga marble, and so it's really been a great promotion of the marble here in Sylacauga,
and
because
it
it's so
also
gorgeous.
promotes Sylacauga in a whole, you know.
Exactly.
Puts us on the map.
Well,
this marble puts us on the map.
That's the goal, and that was really Dr. Ted's goal with the Marble Festival, was to let the world know, hey, we got some really good stuff here too.
Since you mentioned his name, can we talk about Dr. Ted for just a minute?
Oh, I would love to.
Okay. The Marble Festival is Dr. Ted Spears.
Oh, it's his baby, and he is tireless behind the scenes in terms of everything that he does. And you know, we kind of joke that we're like the little kid from the Shake and Bake commercials. You know, Dr. Ted
Right.
put on the festival and we
Right.
helped. You know,
You know, Dr. Ted made a comment at an Arts Council meeting here a while back. He adopted me as his son. I had never heard anybody say that before. And I'm so proud, you know. I had never been adopted before, but Dr. Ted's adopted me, and I love this Marble Festival. And I'll tell you, until my last breath, I'm going to be a part of it. I love it. I know you have. I can't go without mentioning one of our friends that's got a little marker down there. Could you talk about him for a minute?
Dale Liner.
Dale Liner, my buddy.
Dale was the first person I met in 2011 when I came to my first Marble Festival, and we immediately became friends.
Right.
And Dale, what an amazing ambassador he was for Sylacauga. And you talk about, you know, I tell people that the marble brought me here, but the community is why I've stayed. I mean,
Right.
the people here are just amazing, and they've embraced what I do and me and allowed me to become a part of the community. But Dale was the first guy, and,
Right.
and it's like, wow, man, this is amazing.
Dale was one of those guys. The first time you meet him, you're automatically friends.
Exactly. He, you know, and he is missed by so many of us,
Yes.
the sculptors and.
Yes.
and
I go by there. I go by the park all the time, and one of the first things I do is I clean Dale's little monument off.
Wonderful.
Yes. Okay. Now, let's get into some questions.
Okay, let's do it.
What made you want to become a sculptor? I mean, did this happen at an early age, or later on in high school, college, or? It's interesting.
Yeah.
Y'all just amaze me, Krager, the way that y'all come up with y'all's visions to make these pieces y'all do. I've been trying to figure it out since I got involved with the Marble Festival, and I still hadn't got it figured out.
Well, I've always been creative. I've always drawn and painted, and you know, as a kid, I was the one that did everybody's visual aids in school and,
Right.
and that sort of thing. And I guess for me, it was a complete reversal. Like I said, when I started carving when I was 22, it was like seeing the world with new eyes, and just loved the process. But one of my favorite quotes is, the more resistant the material, the more creative you have to be as an artist. So it really pushes us as artists. You know, you can't erase, you can't anything, and you take physical force to remove the stone, and it really challenges you physically, and you've got to measure 10 times, not twice with
Right.
this. And
Right.
so it really pushes you, because of how difficult the material is, to be that much more creative to make it look like it was easy.
Right. And I know it's not easy. If it was
Not
easy,
at all.
everybody could do it.
Exactly.
So, kudos to all you guys. And must I mention, we're gonna have 30-something sculptors here this time.
35, I believe, is how many we have signed up.
Right. And to be honest with you, that's about all we can fit in the park.
It really is. And trust me, there's 20 more that would love to be here.
Yes, yes, yes. A few years ago, it was hard to get a lot here. Now, you kind of call and ask, can you come?
Exactly.
Right, and that's a good thing.
Definitely.
Okay. And you said you've been sculpting since you was 22, right?
Which makes it 33 years.
Couple of years, yeah.
33 years.
Yes. And can you tell us where, well, we already talked about where some of your art can be found. Most of it, if you guys happen to drive by the library and don't go in, what you see outside, that come from Krager Browne.
Exactly.
And beautiful, come on by. And when you go inside the library, it is amazing at the artwork that come from right here in Sylacauga.
And this is such a rare thing. I mean, to have that sort of collection, you know, there's not a museum in the state of Alabama that has this quality of a collection.
Right.
And this is at your local library. You know,
Right.
you can.
And before I forget, we can't forget to mention Miss Shirley Spears.
Oh, she's
She's the
too
one that
is-
helps put this in the library.
Oh, exactly. And, you know, her stewardship of the library and now with the Library Foundation is, you know, that's what I love so much about Dr. Ted and Dr. Shirley. I call them by their first name,
Right.
the Dr. Spears,
Right.
is everything that they've done has been to enhance the community. I
Right.
mean, and it's just, you know, and they don't want that accolades. They don't want the credit. They just want to see Sylacauga be the best it can be.
Right,
And
right. And before we go, Craig, we're about out of time, but I consider you a hometown guy. Mr. Craig Browne, Mr. Frank Murphy, me and him went to school together. He's a hometown guy. Maybe not lives right here right now. And also, I'd like to welcome some new residents here to our area. Is Lou and Patty Peters. And Lou is a local artist. Patty's going to be helping me greet the visitors. And thank you for all you do. And you can't forget the Marble Festival from the 11th through the 22nd. And we're expecting 4,000 to 5,000 visitors to come right here in Sylacauga and spend their money in Sylacauga, and so will these sculptors. Thank you for coming in, Craig. I
thank you
sure
for having me.
appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
And we'll see y'all next time.